Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly against online ranked opponents. Alright, so guys, this is going to be the third and final part of my Houston Texans series, which is going to be the gun split Texan formation. Previously, I showed you a couple of plays, one in particular, which is going to be the out and up shot. I like this particular play because you can essentially attack all different types of defenses with to get the play off. The other two plays we showed were the Y circle, which is a really good cover 2 beater, and the other play we took a look at is going to be the slot seam, which has got some pretty good developments and a good way to attack your opponent, but it's more ideal if you have your reads progressions down pretty quickly. So as far as the next play we're going to take a look at, one of the base plays that would come out of this formation, especially if we get an opponent that uses a lot of the typical nickel 2 blitz out of the nickel defense. I'd use the halfback power, and the reason why is some of the top Madden players actually use that. And basically we're just going to go ahead and attack our opponent, preferably to the opposite side where the blitz is coming from. That's the ideal situation. All you're really going to do is just go ahead and look for your holes and just take the attack. So this particular This play is fairly good against a lot of those nickel blitzes, just because of the way the blocking sets up. And if I'm picking up 10 yards, a shot or more, and just get my opponent out of those nickel blitzes, is actually a definitely ideal situation. Right here I was able to go ahead and take it for some fairly good yards. So not a very complicated run play to use against your opponent, and it's ideal for those people that like to spam a lot of those nickel blitzes, because just the way it pulls, if you've got a fast enough running back and more athletic enough running back, he's going to be able to go ahead and get inside and pick up some easy yards. Alright, so basically for the rest of this breakdown, I'm going to use this against random defenses. Another play that you can use if you have an opponent that plays a lot of coverage against you, you can use the draw play. And what's great about draws is that they're very effective against someone that uses a lot of coverage, especially if he uses a lot of like zone coverage. He's taking his defensive players and actually putting them into positions where they're actually going ahead and manning or zoning up. He's leaving a lot of those guys under, so you can hit him with a draw. And what's great about this particular play is that it's basically one of the audibles. So you run into somebody that runs a lot of those hybrid coverages that you can definitely attack them with. Now, if my opponent's using a lot of cover 2 against me, what I can do is I can hit him with the slants middle. And what I like to do is I like to go and streak up and fade up my outside receivers, my slot receivers. And if I want to, I can do block and release. This is a concept a lot of people use against cover 2 players. And really what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and look for that fade route off the backhand side. So let's see if we can get this off without getting picked off. I'm going to go ahead and bring myself into the blocker off the right hand side. And let's see if we can get that. Yeah, it's about time. So guys that use a lot of cover 2, this is going to be essentially the play that we're going to do, and you're going to be able to go ahead and get the huge plays against your opponent, because he actually hit the way this play is set up. Basically, you've got a flat defender. You've also got basically an outside defender right there, and he's going to have a hard time stopping that. So it's, if he stays in cover 2 and he's got a hard flat against you, that's going to be very hard for him to stop. So that's what I do like about this play. And you can get away with a lot of those different routes right there. So should have probably went with a possession catch right there. Let's see if we can get this one more time. Let's see if we can possession catch it. There you go. So Fuller's able to come down with a possession catch and get past the safety with that. So Fuller's actually a little bit faster than Shorts, so that's one of the reasons why that safety's rolling over. He's got to go and defend against that area over there. But if you get rid of the ball fairly quick, you can pick up a good 20 yards against anybody that spams a lot of cover 2, and that's what I do like about slants. Now the other play we'd actually use would be slot corner, and this play essentially is designed to play against anybody that uses a lot of cover 3. And the reason why is you still got that crossing route over the middle that you can check down to, and you've also got the block and release off the left hand side. So that's basically what you're going to be looking at. Bad throw right there by Osweiler. I don't know why he actually threw it that direction. That shouldn't have happened. But the slot corner is actually very good. And if the defender doesn't fall into this little circle route by the fullback, you can actually go ahead and turn that up for some good yards. So let's see if we can go ahead and just run this play one more time. check down to the flat with the nice blue release play. And sometimes you can take a shot up top. If you got a good wide receiver, he'll be able to come down with that ball, especially if you got press coverage. So that's just another thing that you can look to, you can jump into if you're not running plays if you wanted to jump out of the plays that you've already selected. So another option you can do against your opponent is go ahead and motion that little route to the outside. You can do a little out and up route. This actually just provides another area of the field that your opponent's going to have a hard time to stop, so you can go ahead and play with it. But I like to just leave it as a quick hike play. If you just know your progression's fairly quick, you should have an easy time making plays with that particular play. So once again, I don't like that in route. I don't think it's a very good route. I just the depth of the defenders just get in an area that makes it very difficult to play against. So to my subscribers, this is going to essentially be a few of the different plays. I'm not really going to jump into play action, TEXAN shot. It's a good play, but I'd rather come out and just start with the out and up shot because it's just like the route a little bit better. So this is what the play action TEXAN shots. If that Hopkins route was actually an out and up, I'd like it better. But being an in and up, I just don't like. It doesn't get outside of the position of the wide receiver. So I don't like the combinations of it. A nice little deep post is actually kind of nice. So if you wanted to, you could set your opponent up with a deep comeback route and maybe some kind of a block and release. And if you get the coverage, you can definitely go ahead and hit your opponent with a big play right there. But you know, you have to wait for that play. You got to wait for that play to go ahead and develop, and that's the only problem I don't like about this particular play is that it does take a long time for that to develop, for you to be able to go and hit an opponent for a big play like that. So let's see if we can get it. All right, so here we go. Got a big play right there. So that's just, you know, that's another thing you do if you guys are running a lot of coverage, a cover 3 coverage. You can go ahead and hit them for a big play that way. But all right, so to my subscribers, I really appreciate the support. I hope you guys picked up some good tips from this. This is going to be essentially going to be plays that we'll be using out of the Houston playbook. I got basically about 6 different formations I'm going to be using in this game, 5 that are broken down in depth, and then I've got a couple plays I'll be jumping into in goal line situations or for fast audibles. So once again, to my subscribers, thank you for the support, and until next time.